Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of 10 a.m. Tea with Natalie. It is 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and it is time to get going. I hope that your day is going amazing so far. We're checking back in again to continue our discussion about 5 elements because I think it's really fucking cool. And if you can understand kind of a framework for, health and wellness and disease and kind of how all these things work together, you can make more informed choices, which will help you make better decisions. It also kind of unveils the, methodology behind what your acupuncturist is doing in treatment. So I definitely think it's worth some time to kind of get into that. So today we're going to kind of dig a little bit deeper into a couple of the elements here. So what are the 5 elements about? Well, they're about directions and flavors and life cycles and farming and weather and seasons and organs and senses and feelings and blah, right? So there's a lot of different things going on when we're talking about 5 elements. It is just so simple and just so complicated at the same time. Good morning, Scott. Thanks for checking in today. So we'll kind of dig into the wood element since that's the time of year it is. Wood is all about springtime. And it's all about the little buds growing up and flourishing and everything kind of expanding. It's about germination. The color of the wood element is green. And that's kind of displayed on this pentagram diagram that we talked about yesterday. If you missed that, definitely check that out. It should be on the Facebook page here. The taste of the wood element is sour and kind of like immature fruit and stuff like that. It's related to windy weather and the direction of east, and it relates to the liver and gallbladder organs, which also makes spring a good time for detox, since that is the organ system that is primarily benefiting there. Also, spring cleaning is something else that you see kind of in that same vein. Wood element is also related to anger, and it has a yin and yang aspect to it, kind of like we were talking about before. Yin and yang is applied to everything in Chinese medicine. So the masculine, more yang aspect of a wood element could be visualized as a pine tree, and the more yin aspect of the wood element could be looked at as bamboo. So you have the pine tree, which is really strong and rigid, and then you also have bamboo, which is more flexible and movable. So both of those aspects need to be considered when we are talking about the wood element there. And wood generates fire, just like spring transitions into summer. And so the fire element is, as I just mentioned, summer. It's about being hot and flaring upwards. It's about growth. The color of the fire element is red, right? Not a big shock. Again, we illustrated that in the diagram yesterday, and earth is yellow, as we'll be coming up to next. The weather, obviously in the summertime, is hot. The direction is south, and it's related to the heart and the tongue in regards to organs. The fire element emotion is joy, pleasure, vanity, also a little bit of regret. And the masculine form of the fire element would be burning wood. The yin form of the fire element would be a lamp flame. So kind of more contained and smaller versus burning wood, which could be like a forest fire or something like that. So it definitely has, a large aspect and a small aspect to it, similar to yin and yang. I missed this with the wood element. The emotions there are creating change, being decisive, being judgmental is also a problem there. Wood element is also about bold actions and planning and completing things. So I want to make sure I don't leave anything out there. So that is kind of wood and fire. And then next, fire generates earth, just like we talked about yesterday with the volcanoes erupting. That is kind of the visual manifestation of fire becoming earth there. And so earth is about giving birth to all things. It's kind of transformation, maturity, harvest. The color of the earth element is yellow, and the weather is humid, and the center is to the middle, or the direction is towards the center. The organs related to the earth element are the spleen and stomach, which are organs of digestion in Chinese medicine, and the orifice is the mouth that it relates to, which makes a lot of sense since you eat through your mouth, right? Food and nutrients are also a big part of the earth element there. And the masculine version or visualization of earth is a hill, and the yin visualization of earth is a valley. So you have kind of this duality, but you need both to have a beautiful landscape. The emotions related to Earth are worry and sympathy, and Earth is also related to loyalty, dedication, nurturing of people, since digestion is all about your ability to nourish and nurture your body. So that's a little bit about the first three elements. Tomorrow we're going to wrap it up by finishing off on the next two of the five, and then next week we're going to get into the really cool stuff, which is kind of understanding personality in the aspect of 5 element and understanding your body type in the aspect of 5 element, because it's really interesting to kind of be able to understand all the different ways that we are on this planet, and it helps to be more accepting of yourself when you can kind of understand the root of who you are, and that it's not changeable, and that it's actually amazing, and so it's okay to be taller or shorter or stockier or thinner or whatever the case may be, because there's nothing wrong with how you are made. That is a Westernism bullshit thing, and so we definitely need to kind of get back towards self-love and acceptance there. And I think that understanding how the world works and how we are part of that world will help people be able to kind of bridge that gap. So have an awesome day. Take care of yourself. Have a glass of water. Do something nice for your fellow man. And make sure you tune back in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, when we wrap up the rest of this 5 element theory business and before we get into the good stuff. Have an awesome day. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.